If you are watching this video right now, you have probably felt something that most men prefer to hide. That moment when you need your masculinity the most, and it just doesn't respond. The awkward silence that fills the room. The look of disappointment you try not to see on your partner's face. The feeling that you are no longer the man you used to be. And worst of all, no one talks about it openly, as if it were a shameful secret that everyone carries alone. The truth is that more than 45% of Brazilian men experience some degree of erectile dysfunction during their lifetime. That means that almost 1 in 2 men you know has gone through or is going through exactly what you are going through right now. But they don't talk about it. They pretend everything is fine. They make excuses. They avoid intimacy. And in the meantime, the problem only gets worse, eroding self-esteem, destroying relationships, and creating a downward spiral of anxiety and increasingly poor performance. What I'm going to share with you today may seem too simple to be true, but science is on our side. There are 6 specific foods that act as true natural activators of your male potency. Not only do they improve blood flow where it matters most, but they also balance your hormones, increase your energy, and restore that confidence you felt when you were younger. Best of all, you don't need a prescription. There are no worrying side effects, and you can start seeing results in a matter of weeks. But before I reveal these 6 powerful foods, I need you to do something for me and for yourself. Like this video, so that more men can find this information. Subscribe to the channel to receive more content on men's health. And if you have the courage to admit that you are looking for a natural solution to this problem, leave a comment saying that it works. This will help the algorithm show this video to other men who are going through the same situation. The first food I'm going to introduce is watermelon. Yes, that sweet and refreshing fruit you eat in the summer. Watermelon contains a substance called citrulline, which is converted by your body into arginine, an amino acid that relaxes blood vessels and improves circulation. Scientific studies show that citrulline can have similar effects to traditional medications for erectile dysfunction, but in a completely natural way. The ideal amount is to consume at least 200 grams of watermelon per day, preferably on an empty stomach or between meals. Interestingly, the highest concentration of citrulline is found in the white rind of the watermelon, so if you can make a juice that includes this part, the benefits will be even greater. The second food is pistachios. These small dried fruits are packed with antioxidants and good fats that improve endothelial function, i.e., the ability of your blood vessels to dilate properly. A study conducted with men who consumed 100 grams of pistachios per day for 3 weeks showed significant improvements in erectile function. In addition, pistachios are rich in arginine, potassium, and antioxidants that fight inflammation and protect your blood vessels from premature aging. Ideally, you should eat a handful of unsalted pistachios every day, preferably in the middle of the afternoon as a snack. The third food may surprise you. It's dark chocolate, but not just any chocolate. I'm talking about chocolate with at least 70% cocoa. Cocoa is rich in flavonoids, especially epicatechins, which improve nitric oxide production in your body. Nitric oxide is essential for the dilation of blood vessels, and consequently, for a firm and lasting erection. In addition, dark chocolate reduces cortisol, the stress hormone that is one of the biggest enemies of male sexual performance. The recommended amount is about 20 to 30 grams per day, the equivalent of 2 squares of a 70% cocoa chocolate bar. Now let's talk about something you may not know. Erectile dysfunction is rarely an isolated problem. In fact, it is often the first sign that something more serious is happening in your body. It can indicate cardiovascular problems, diabetes, low testosterone levels, or even psychological issues such as anxiety and depression. So when your potency starts to fail, your body is trying to warn you that it's time to take better care of your overall health. And here comes a painful reality that I need to share with you. The longer you ignore the problem, the harder it becomes to solve. Performance anxiety creates a vicious cycle. You get nervous because you failed, and the more nervous you get, the greater the chance of failing again. This affects your self-esteem, your relationship, your confidence at work, and other areas of your life. You start avoiding intimate situations, making excuses, distancing yourself from your partner, and losing that spark that made you feel like a real man. That's why it's so important to take action now, before the problem completely takes over your life. The good news is that there are natural solutions that can help you regain not only your potency, but your entire male confidence. One such solution is a natural supplement called Alpha Vita, which was developed specifically for men seeking a safe and effective alternative to traditional methods. Alpha Vita combines ingredients that science has proven to be effective for male sexual health. Peruvian maca, for example, has been known for centuries for its effects on libido and sexual energy. Modern studies confirm that maca can increase sexual desire and improve the quality of erections. Tribulus terrestris is another powerful ingredient that can help naturally increase levels of testosterone, the most important hormone for male performance. Fenugreek has properties that can improve circulation and physical endurance. But what makes Alpha Vita special is that it also includes saw palmetto, which is essential for prostate health, an organ that plays a crucial role in male sexual function. Silymarin helps protect the liver, the organ responsible for hormone metabolism. And black pepper enhances the absorption of all these nutrients, ensuring that your body gets the most out of each ingredient. The fourth food on our list is spinach. This dark green vegetable is rich in magnesium, a mineral that relaxes blood vessels and improves blood flow. In addition, spinach contains folate, which is essential for the production of nitric oxide. One study showed that men with low folate levels are more likely to develop erectile dysfunction. Spinach is also rich in natural nitrates, which are converted into nitric oxide by your body. The recommendation is to consume at least 1 cup of fresh spinach per day, whether in salads, green juices, or sautéed. The fifth food is extra virgin olive oil. This golden oil not only improves overall cardiovascular health, but also has specific effects on erectile function. Olive oil is rich in antioxidants and monounsaturated fats that reduce inflammation and improve endothelial function. A Mediterranean study showed that men who consumed more olive oil had significantly fewer erection problems. The key is to use only extra virgin olive oil and consume it raw, without heating, to preserve all its properties. 2 tablespoons a day are enough. The sixth and final food may be the most surprising of all. It is eggs, specifically the yolks. For years we were told that egg yolks were bad for our health, but modern science shows the opposite. Egg yolks are rich in choline, an essential nutrient for the production of acetylcholine, a neurotransmitter that is fundamental for sexual arousal. In addition, egg yolks contain all the essential amino acids needed for testosterone production. The cholesterol in egg yolks is also important, as it is the raw material for the production of sex hormones. 2 whole eggs a day can make a significant difference in your energy and libido. Now that you know about these 6 powerful foods, I need to tell you something important. Eating these foods alone can help, but for truly transformative results, you need a more comprehensive approach. It's like building a house. You can have the best bricks in the world, but if you don't have a solid foundation and a well-planned design, the house won't stand. That's exactly why so many men who discover these foods end up frustrated. They eat watermelon for a week, don't see immediate results, and give up. Or they try to eat a little of everything, without consistency, without proper dosage, without combining it with other healthy habits. The result is that they continue to have the same problem, only now they also feel like nothing works. The truth is that your body needs specific nutrients in the right amounts and consistently to really reverse years of decline in sexual performance. And that's where the importance of having a quality supplement as an ally comes in. Alpha Vita is formulated to provide exactly the nutrients your body needs in scientifically proven doses in a practical and convenient way. I imagine you must be wondering about side effects. After all, after years of hearing about the risks of traditional medications for erectile dysfunction, it's natural to have this concern. The good news is that Alpha Vita is made only with natural ingredients that have been used for centuries by mankind. There is no chemical dependency, no worrying side effects such as headaches, heart problems, or painful erections that can last for hours. You may also be wondering if it works at your age. Maybe you are in your 50s, 60s, or older and think it's too late. Let me tell you something that may change your perspective. Your body has an incredible ability to regenerate and heal itself, regardless of your age. Of course, a 20-year-old man can recover faster than a 60-year-old, but that doesn't mean it's impossible to regain your potency at 60. In fact, many older men report even better results because they have more discipline to follow the recommendations and are more consistent with using the supplement. They also tend to make other positive lifestyle changes at the same time, such as improving their diet, exercising, and reducing stress. All of this works together to restore not only sexual function, but overall vitality. Another common fear is related to dependence. Many men are afraid that if they start taking something, they won't be able to stop. But here's the key difference between a natural supplement like Alpha Vita and synthetic medications. Alpha Vita works nutritionally to restore your body's natural functioning. It's not a chemical crutch that forces an artificial reaction. It's more like giving your body the tools it needs to function the way it's supposed to naturally. Over time, many men find that they can reduce the dose or even take breaks from using it because their body has regained the ability to function properly on its own. It's like learning to walk again after an injury. At first you need crutches, then a cane, and eventually you can walk on your own again. Let's talk about convenience. One of the main advantages of Alpha Vita is convenience. It's just 2 capsules a day, preferably 1 in the morning and 1 in the evening, with meals. You don't have to plan special meals. Remember to eat certain foods in specific amounts, or worry about the quality or source of the ingredients. Everything is concentrated in these 2 small capsules that fit in the palm of your hand. This is especially important for men who have a busy routine, travel a lot for work, or simply don't have the time or inclination to make drastic changes to their diet. With Alpha Vita, you can be sure that you are providing your body with the essential nutrients for male sexual health, regardless of where you are or what you are eating that day. Now, let me paint you a picture of what can happen when you decide to take real action on this issue. Imagine waking up in the morning feeling confident, knowing that your body will respond when you need it most. Imagine the look of admiration on your partner's face when you are together intimately. Imagine the feeling of feeling young again, full of energy and vitality. But the benefits go far beyond the bedroom. When a man regains his sexual potency, he also regains his overall confidence. This is reflected in his work, his social relationships, and the way he carries himself in the world. It's as if a light has been turned back on inside him. He feels like the man he's always been, or maybe even better. Think about how many times you've avoided intimate situations for fear of failure. How many opportunities for deep connection with your partner you've missed. How many nights you've lain awake worrying about your masculinity. How many times you've looked in the mirror and wondered where the confident man you used to be has gone. All of that can change when you decide to stop living with the problem and start solving it. The reality is that most men wait too long to seek a solution. They think the problem will resolve itself, or that it is normal to lose sexual potency as they age. Some even resign themselves to thinking that this is life after 40 or 50. But this is a dangerous myth that can cost you years of happiness and satisfaction. Modern science shows us that it is possible to maintain an active and satisfying sex life well into old age, as long as you take proper care of your health. And taking care of your male sexual health is an investment that is well worth making, because the benefits extend to all areas of your life. When you have sexual energy, you have energy for everything. When you feel confident in bed, you feel confident everywhere. When you know your body works the way it should, you can focus on other important things in life without constantly worrying about your performance. Alpha Vita also offers something that many men value highly, which is discretion. There are no embarrassing doctor's visits, no prescriptions to pick up at the pharmacy, no prying questions. You can take care of your sexual health in the privacy of your own home, on your own time, without unnecessary exposure. And speaking of privacy, one of the things I hear most from men who have started using Alpha Vita is the relief of no longer having to live with that constant anxiety. You know that feeling of always worrying about whether it's going to work or not? That tension that comes up every time an intimate situation approaches? Over time, that anxiety simply disappears because you regain confidence that your body will respond appropriately. This creates a very interesting virtuous cycle. The less anxious you are, the better it works. And the better it works, the less anxious you are. It's the opposite of that vicious cycle of performance anxiety that you probably know all too well. Instead of fear generating more fear, you have confidence generating more confidence. Many men also report improvements in other areas they didn't expect. Because Alpha Vita works by optimizing hormone production and improving circulation, it is common to experience increased overall energy, improved exercise performance, better sleep quality, and even improved mood and overall motivation for life. This makes sense when you understand that testosterone is not only important for sexual function. This hormone influences your energy, muscle mass, bone density, mood, ability to concentrate, and even your motivation to achieve goals. When you optimize your hormone levels naturally, you are investing in your overall quality of life. It's also important to mention that Alpha Vita can be combined with lifestyle changes for even better results. If you decide to also improve your diet, exercise regularly, reduce stress, and sleep better, the results can be even more impressive. But even if you can't make all these changes at once, Alpha Vita already provides a solid foundation to start your recovery. The question of time is something that many men ask. When can I expect to see results? The answer varies from person to person, but most men begin to notice subtle differences within the first 2 to 3 weeks of consistent use. It may be an increase in energy, improved quality of morning erections, or simply a general feeling of more vitality. The most significant results usually appear between the 6th and 12th week of regular use. It is important to understand that we are talking about a natural restoration process, not an immediate chemical reaction. Your body needs time to absorb the nutrients, rebalance hormones, and repair years of gradual decline. That's why consistency is key. There's no point in taking it for a few days, stopping for a week, and then taking it again sporadically. Alpha Vita works best when used daily, allowing your body to maintain adequate levels of nutrients, essential for male sexual function. And here I want to make an important point. If you're thinking about trying to solve this problem on your own, just by changing your diet or exercising, know that this may work for some men. But for most, it's not enough. The reality is that our modern lifestyle, stress, food quality, and other factors make it very difficult to get all the nutrients we need from food alone. In addition, many of the ingredients in Alpha Vita, such as Tribulus terrestris and saw palmetto, are not easily found in common foods. You would have to consume unrealistic amounts of certain foods to obtain the therapeutic doses of these compounds. It's like trying to get adequate vitamin C by eating only oranges. Theoretically, it's possible, but in practice it's almost impossible to be consistent enough. On the other hand, I'm not saying that you should rely solely on the supplement. The ideal combination is to use Alpha Vita as a foundation, ensuring that your body has all the essential nutrients, while making lifestyle improvements whenever possible. This way, you maximize your results and speed up your recovery. One thing that really moves me when I hear stories from men who have used Alpha Vita is the impact it has on their relationships. Often, erectile dysfunction creates a distance between couples that goes far beyond the sexual issue. Women may begin to feel rejected, thinking that the problem is with them. Men may become distant and irritable because of frustration. Physical intimacy decreases, and consequently emotional intimacy also suffers. When a man regains his sexual confidence, it's amazing how the whole relationship is transformed. The couple reconnects on a deeper level, intimacy is reestablished, and often they rediscover a passion they thought they had lost forever. It's as if an invisible barrier has been removed between them. This is especially important for men who are in long-term relationships. After years or decades together, it is natural for the initial passion to cool off a bit. But when sexual performance issues are added to the mix, the situation can become really worrying. Alpha Vita may be the key to rekindling that flame and bringing back the complicity that made you fall in love in the first place. For single men, the situation is no less important. Sexual confidence is essential for relating well to new partners. Nothing is more devastating to male self-esteem than failing in bed early in a relationship. With Alpha Vita, you can enter new relationships, knowing that you are prepared to give your best when the situation demands it. Now I'm going to share with you something that I consider essential, but that many men ignore. Erectile dysfunction can be a warning sign of more serious health problems. As I mentioned before, erection problems can indicate cardiovascular disease, diabetes, high blood pressure, or other health problems that need medical attention. So even if you're using Alpha Vita and seeing improvements in your performance, it's important to get regular checkups with your doctor. The supplement can help a lot with sexual issues, but if there are underlying health problems, they also need to be treated properly. Think of Alpha Vita as part of a comprehensive approach to taking care of your male health, not as a standalone solution. I also want to address an issue that many men have difficulty accepting. Sometimes the problem is not only physical, but also has psychological components. Anxiety, depression, chronic stress, relationship problems, self-esteem issues, all of these factors can contribute to erectile dysfunction. The interesting thing is that Alpha Vita can even help with these psychological aspects, indirectly. When you regain your sexual function and start having positive experiences in bed again, your confidence is naturally restored. This reduces anxiety, improves mood, and creates a positive spiral of overall well-being. But if you suspect that there are important psychological factors contributing to your problem, it may be helpful to talk to a qualified professional. Therapists who specialize in sexuality can offer valuable tools for dealing with performance anxiety, relationship issues, and other emotional aspects of male sexuality. What I like most about Alpha Vita is that it offers a solution that respects male dignity. There is nothing embarrassing or humiliating about the process. You don't have to explain your problem to anyone. You don't need a prescription, and you don't have to have uncomfortable conversations. It's a discreet and effective way to take care of a very intimate problem. And that's important because we know that many men avoid seeking help precisely because of embarrassment. They would rather suffer in silence than admit that they are experiencing sexual difficulties. With Alpha Vita, you can start working on solving the problem without exposing your intimacy. Another advantage is that you can start slowly, without pressure. There's no need to create unrealistic expectations or put unnecessary pressure on yourself. Simply start taking 2 capsules daily, and let your body adapt gradually. Many men are surprised to find that the first signs of improvement appear naturally, without forcing anything. This gradual approach is very important psychologically. Instead of obsessing over sexual performance, you can simply follow the supplement routine and allow improvements to happen organically. This reduces the pressure and anxiety that often make the problem worse. I'm going to tell you something that may be the most valuable piece of information in this video. The key to permanently resolving erectile dysfunction is not found in a magic pill or a miracle solution. It lies in understanding that this is a complex problem that requires a consistent and well-planned approach. Alpha Vita is a powerful tool in this approach, but the most important thing is your decision to stop accepting the situation as inevitable and start taking action to change it. Many men spend years living with the problem, always putting off the search for a solution. They think they will solve it when they have more time, when they are less stressed, when their financial situation improves, or when they find the perfect solution. But the truth is that the time you waste waiting is time you will never get back. Every day that passes without solving this problem is one less day of sexual satisfaction, of full intimacy with your partner, of male confidence. It's one more day of anxiety, frustration, and feelings of inadequacy. That's why it's so important to act now, while you still have your whole life ahead of you to enjoy the benefits. And here, I want to make an important point about results. Alpha Vita is not a promise of instant miracles. It is a scientific tool based on ingredients that modern research has proven to be effective for male sexual health. Some men see results quickly, others need more time. Some achieve dramatic results, others more subtle but significant improvements. What I can guarantee is that if you use Alpha Vita consistently, following the recommendations, there is a very high probability that you will experience some level of improvement. And even if the improvement is gradual, it represents a positive direction, a path to regaining what you thought you had lost forever. It's also important to understand that different men may respond better to different ingredients in Alpha Vita. Some may benefit more from Peruvian maca, others from Tribulus terrestris, others from saw palmetto. The beauty of the formula is that it offers multiple mechanisms of action, maximizing the chances that at least some of the ingredients will work well for you. When you decide to try Alpha Vita, my recommendation is that you commit to at least 2 months of consistent use before evaluating the results. This gives the ingredients enough time to build up in your system and your body to adapt and respond properly. Many men make the mistake of giving up too soon, just when the benefits were starting to show. During this period, pay attention not only to erectile function, but also to other signs of improvement. You may notice more energy in the morning, a greater willingness to engage in physical activity, a more stable mood, better sleep quality, or even subtle changes in your libido and sexual interest. All of these are signs that the supplement is working, even if the effects on erections are not yet fully apparent. A question many men ask is whether Alpha Vita can be used in conjunction with other treatments. The answer is usually yes, but it is always recommended to talk to a healthcare professional if you are using prescription medications. The ingredients in Alpha Vita are natural and generally well tolerated, but it is always prudent to check for possible interactions. In fact, many men find that Alpha Vita can help them gradually reduce their reliance on other more aggressive solutions. Because the supplement works by restoring the body's natural function, over time you may find that you need less external intervention. But this is a decision that should be made gradually and, if necessary, with medical guidance. Now I want to share something that I consider fundamental to success with Alpha Vita or any other approach to erectile dysfunction. The mental attitude you bring to the process is almost as important as the treatment itself. If you approach the situation with desperation, extreme anxiety, or unrealistic expectations, you may inadvertently sabotage your own results. The best attitude is a mixture of realistic hope, patience, and commitment to the process.